Hi, I'm Bill Spiewak, a consulting arborist here in Santa Barbara. I've been in the horticulture industry for more than 40 years now. And right now we're on Torreon Drive in San Roque. I'm here because there's two trees that are absolutely spectacular. They're called Deodar Cedars, and they are extremely stately trees. I find that these provide so much maturity to this community, and they've always been a favorite of mine. I've seen them in a lot of other locations. San Roque, though, really is dated by these trees because they're quite old and quite exquisite. What's nice about these is they're a nice central leader. When you look at the trees, they have one trunk that goes straight up, and some of them, as they mature, actually will develop multiple tops. Sometimes the trees are actually topped, but these trees have a needle. They're in the pine family. All the pines in the Pinaceae family have needle leaves. They're what we call monoecious. That means one house. In other words, they have male flowers and female flowers on the same tree. In the fall, we generally get the male flowers, which are very heavy in pollen. If you're an allergy sufferer, not the best for you. If you watch the winds in the fall around a lot of cedar trees, you'll see gusts of yellow pollen flying through the air. And then they have a real pretty cone that is more apparent in the spring, early spring. But one thing you'll notice on these trees, if you look closely, is that they have two types of shoots. They have little short shoots that grow along the tops of the stems, and then they have long shoots, which is these longer stems that just continue to elongate. Okay, I just want to point out here, I mentioned short shoots and long shoots, and several species of trees have long shoots and short shoots. But what I'm referring to is these little shoots over here are what they call determinate. They only grow to a certain length, whereas the long shoot extends this direction and will continue to grow further out. So it has both kinds of shoots. All shoots are required to photosynthesize, or all shoots do photosynthesize, and therefore the short shoots that are on the inside are worthy of retaining because not only do they help feed the plant, but they also add to the nice character that it has. I highly do not recommend removing these short shoots. What often happens with trees during drought is they get somewhat stressed and their immune system weakens. As a result, they get attacked by pests and diseases that will often cause either their decline or just severe stress. When we look at this tree, we can see it's not as lush, it's thinner, more open, definitely could use some tender loving care. So I believe water is the key here, not overwatering, but adding enough water to service the large root system. So I want to take this opportunity to show you a couple of different perspectives on the same species, Deodar cedar. We're in San Roque Gardens, which is a little area by the golf course, by municipal golf course. And I have a couple of cedars here that I particularly like, and they're a bit different. This one behind me, you can see is different in shape. The top was removed at one point in time, and thus the lower branches right under where it was topped end up growing out laterally. Thus we get more of a rounded shape. So here we have another tree opposite the one that we just looked at. This is typical in its form. This one is about 50 feet tall, and you can see it maintains its conical shape. On this tree, the homeowner had raised the lower branches so they get a little more light to their window, opens it up a little more. My opinion is that I prefer trees with really low branches that weep, but everybody has their own personal opinion. Yet you can see that this tree is doing a nice job providing some beauty to the front of this house, as well as some morning shade. These two trees we just looked at are probably about 50 years old or 60 years old, quite a bit younger than the trees we looked at earlier on. But all the same genus and species, slightly different forms, all fairly healthy and doing a great job in our urban forest. So the Deodar cedar is one that I recommend if you like a conifer a tree with cones and needles, and I think it's a great, majestic front yard tree for many applications.